Sharpen your katana because Ghost of Yōtei is set to give you a reason to head back to Ezo for another revenge-filled journey. On November 24, a free patch for all Ghost of Yōtei players will introduce New Game Plus, allowing you to replay Atsu's quest for vengeance from the beginning with everything you earned throughout the campaign. Yes, that means it's time to bring a gun to a sword fight, with all of the armors, abilities, and weapons from your first playthrough available from the start of the game. New Game Plus will unlock after you finish the main story and will add new harder difficulty options and 2 new trophies. There's also a new currency called Ghost Flowers that you can exchange with a new vendor for more than 30 new cosmetics, including new armor sets and weapon dyes, plus 10 new charms. You'll also be able to earn an additional tier of upgrades for your existing armor sets and weapons. As Ghost of Yōtei is nothing if not a fashionable game, a new currency, Ghost Flowers, will be added to unlock new cosmetic items. Exchange with a new vendor for more than 30 new cosmetics, including new armor sets and weapon dyes, plus 10 new charms. Eye-catching sword kits, straw hats, masks, and more are shown off in the New Game Plus trailer. Beyond New Game Plus, we also have a host of new features coming for the base game. Starting with this new patch, you'll be able to replay content in the post-game after you've completed the main story, including a new stats display. We're also adding new accessibility options, including directional button remapping and new photo mode features, including shutter speed, a composition grid, and new filters. We're happy to close out the year with these new features and excited to see what everyone creates in photo mode. We're extraordinarily grateful for all of the support you've shown Ghost of Yōtei since our launch last month. Whether you revisit Atsu's story in New Game Plus or jump in for the first time this holiday season, we hope you enjoy your time in Ezo, and we can't wait to introduce you to Ghost of Yōtei Legends in 2026. The picturesque vistas and dense flower fields lend Yotei its own identity, but it's the new lead character, Atsu, who gives the wandering samurai tale a more enticing edge as well. It's a story far less concerned about the romanticized idea of the samurai, and instead focuses on the lengths one would go to exact their justice. Tsushima's protagonist, Jin, was just fine for the purpose of its story, yet he wasn't a particularly interesting lead on his own. Moving to Atsu, who's fiery and brash, gives Yotei the kind of personality it needs. Actor Erika Ishii lends their likeness and voice, if you play with English audio, to Atsu and brings something that's more rough around the edges, for a more believable character. She's stubborn and has trouble seeing beyond bloodlust, sometimes frustratingly so, and the ways the world and people around her push back on her kept me curious enough to see things through. All of this revolves around the fairly by-the-numbers revenge plot, where Atsu seeks to take down the Yotei Six led by an equally vengeful villain, Lord Saito. They're a group of outlaw samurai who killed her family when she was young, along their path to becoming the de facto leaders of Ezo by force. If you played Assassin's Creed Shadows from earlier this year, you may notice Yotei closely mirrors the story of Naoe, one of its 2 protagonists. While they don't have much screen time and aren't really nuanced characters, they're easy to hate, making vengeance pretty sweet. In its roughly 30-hour journey, a large majority of the story unfolds in predictable fashion, and gives you the runaround more often than I'd like. Multiple times events build up to a big moment, only for the target to conveniently escape in a cutscene without much of the plot moving forward or evolving. Last week, Sony announced that Ghost of Yōtei had sold 3.3 million copies in its first month on sale, October 2nd through November 2nd. Predecessor Ghost of Tsushima sold 2.4 million copies in its first 3 days after going on sale, exclusively on PlayStation 4 on July 17, 2020. Then hit 5 million after 118 days, just shy of 4 months. It's now up to 13 million copies sold, including sales of the PC and PS5 Director's Cut. So it's worth remembering that while we don't have a figure for a comparable period of sales, it looks like Ghost of Yōtei is selling about as well as Ghost of Tsushima before it, a suggestion backed up by sales data from the US and across Europe.